is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25.
Ready.
Throwing to start here is Tua. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Okay, ready?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
And cycle.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it, and receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense. Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Cowboys at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards there and a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Number 47.
Now Prescott. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
2 and now on 1st down. He gets it to Thomas. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to pass to him. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on third downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Prescott. He's got him in. Complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown. Cowboys. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Tua's throw complete to Freiermuth. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So the new weapon just picked up via the trade, making an impact here right away.
And what you like about getting guys who catch passes, you don't have to spend a lot of time in the playbook. You just tell them to dial up a route and get the ball in their hands.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's got the connection to Moore. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark. 30, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. The mistakes continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march with a chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Hey, 47! Hey, Phil! We're going to 54, going to 54, right in. Then we're going to 53.
On play action, Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. and they get one here in the passing game.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. There he goes, right side. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you meant to the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Play action now, Prescott. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. So maybe some signs of life. This has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Back to it after the pick 6, Prescott. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott now. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. from the gun. He'll hand this off. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle, it doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Go, get out there, get out there.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, Prescott. Rolling to his right. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 38. 57 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Prescott off play action. And this is going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure you got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. Here's Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 69 yards. And the Panthers get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Now Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Prescott looks to throw on first. On the move to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, and my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Damone Clark, and the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Here's a give up the middle. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, here's Tua. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. 72 yards. And the Panthers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Back now here on EA Sports. For the 4th quarter, will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Lutz now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball. The last run went so well for them, maybe they should have just handed it off right here, too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping, and the defense is right on him and wipes away the yardage gained on the last snap.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
A first down throw for Prescott. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Panthers are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second and a yard. Tua. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up first and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll be stopped at the 46, gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Fourth down, Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
54, go to 54, 26.
Second down and goal. Prescott. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. What a great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Cowboys are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Play action, now it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
He's got his tight end Fryermuth right side. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Called it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.